right, welcome back here. We get the welcome back. We're doing, and we got another recap we got to do. We did another one last week. We did a Cadillac STS 2006. This one here was kind of a tough one, a tricky one. Um, the thing that I would say about this is the car we got here. I'll show you the one we got. Bear with me here. Bear with me. Okay, so we got. Okay, here we go. So this is the car that we're talking about right here. All right. This is the one we're talking about right here. We're talking about this particular Cadillac STS is 2006. Now, if you look here, we got nice aftermarket wheels on this one. It had 66,000 miles on it. Came with the 3.6 liter V6. It was available with a V8 too, but you can't get it. This one V6 cool aftermarket wheels, tinted. So this one here is kind of the Sopranos. Silvio Dante had one of these. So really a cool looking car, low mileage. Um, these are tricky because we had to go to Florence, South Carolina to get this. It's a hour and a half, 2 hour drive from Wilmington. Um, it's tricky because you can't tell in the pictures how the car is going to look when you see it, right? We were looking for a car. He was my guy was looking for a second car. He has a truck that he didn't want to keep packing miles on, so he bought a car to kind of counteract that. He wanted something kind of cool, so I sent him a bunch of different options, and he started really liking the Cadillac. So we found this one. They wanted like 9 grand for it. Um, we were able to get that a little bit lower, but yeah, they wanted 9,000 for it. We got it for $7,500, so not a bad deal. This one is really hard to shop. That's why it's like you can get them to discount them a certain amount but the dealerships know that you're not going to be able to just go to your Cadillac dealership and buy a 20-year-old Cadillac with 60,000 miles on it. They don't exist, right? Makes sense. That being said, um, you still want to do your due diligence. Just because it's low mileage doesn't mean it's a good buy, right? Doesn't make it a good buy. So that's just something to keep in mind. Very overall, a very good vehicle though. We looked at it; it needed a couple things, but nothing crazy, right? The engine and transmission, they already did everything that they did with the time. They had to usually like right around that kind of mileage. You want to make sure that the timing belt and everything like that, all the pulleys and everything have redone on it, so that way the engine is in good working order for the remaining life of the vehicle. But this thing runs smooth. It's 225 horsepower. Great car all around. Nice car as a secondary driver. Now, keep in mind when you drive a car like this and you use it as a daily driver, you can, but it is going to show its wear quicker, and you're going to have to stay on top of preventative maintenance on a car like this. This is what I tell all my clients: you buy a 20-year-old car, you might buy a 20-year-old S-Class Mercedes, and you might get a great deal on it. It might have low miles on it. It might have 50,000, 60,000 miles on it. They might sell it, oh, it's 12, 15 grand. But when you look at the MSRP of the vehicle, you realize that you're really fixing like an $80,000 car when it breaks. Same holds true for a car like this. Not nearly as bad as an S-Class Mercedes or anything like that. But you got to get the Cadillacs are real fidgety at times. You have to do the maintenance on them. If you don't, they'll turn to shit real quick. So overall, get it detailed, and then a couple little things it needs. You're in a great situation. $7,500 out the door is what we got it down to. So let's go ahead and go back here and just kind of get out of this. Get back into our. Let's just kind of see where the market is. That's always the next step, right? Let's see where the market's at. So I pulled up every 2006 STS in the United States for sale. And a lot of these are going for, with more miles on them, are still going for. Here's one with, let me get to the screen here. Bear with me. Yeah, these screens are loading up slow. Okay. So we have it popping up here. And you can see we have a kind of a wide range of prices here. Here's one with 87,000 miles on it. They've had it for 1 day. They're asking 20,000 for there. This one here is a little bit more of a looks like it's a little bit more of a sport package on this one, but than the one we got. I would be This one might be a V8, which might be why it's 20 grand instead of 10 grand. But yeah, this one has the 4.4 liter V8. So this one has the North Star V8 in it. See if we can find any with 60,000 miles on it. Here's one with 80,000 miles on it in Arkansas. They've had it for 45 days. This one has stock wheels on it, tan interior. They're asking 5 grand for it. So that's going to be the lowest end. Now, here's an STS in Ohio. That would have been about, maybe a nice. It's a nice little car. This one has less miles on it than the one we got. But keep in mind, you got to go a lot further away on a car like this, right? Like you can't start and test drive a car if on a car like this. If you're driving too far out of the way, or if you have to transport it in, just count on it needing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it only has 46,000 miles on it, but you don't know what kind of condition this thing is in or what it's going to need when you get it in. The one that we got had all of the routine, all the maintenance done on it that we needed to have done on it too. So that's a big thing to keep in mind here. Now we're starting to see kind of where we were at. Here's one in North Carolina for $7,000, asking $7,500 for one. Some of these even have more miles on them. Any way you slice it, there's one for 6 grand with 123 on it. So we were at the right we were at the we paid about the right amount for the one that we had, considering that it had all the timing belts and all that have been all changed on it. But those are the things you need to do on a Cadillac that's sold to make sure that everything is in a good running order and all the required stuff was done on it. Could we got a better price if we would have, gone to Ohio or gone to Oklahoma? We probably could have got a little bit better price. But overall, great, a great deal on that one. They were asking all the money for it because it looks sharp. It's black with everything, black with the cool aftermarket wheels. But drove in it smooth as silk with the way it runs. Rides great, like you would expect from a Cadillac. So I feel really good about this one too. The owner, just beware whenever you buy one of these cars. It's older like this. Just know it's not going to be cheap to fix, right? These cars, you're going to spend, a considerable about fixing a car like this. If we just look at a base one here, let's just look and see what the MSRP was on this thing. It's a $40,000 car back in 2006. So you're fixing, a $45,000 car when it breaks. Not cheap. I mean, these aren't. It's not like buying a Toyota Corolla that had a sticker of 18,000 and you're buying it for, $6,000 or $7,000 with 100,000 miles on it. First of all, that Toyota is not going to break. Secondly, the maintenance when you bring it in isn't going to be as much. The parts aren't as expensive, right? It's just a cheaper all around car. So if you have the money, if you're making enough money to be able to pay to keep this car in the shop at least get it in every 4 to 6 months and get it preventive maintenance done on it, then drive one like this. It's going to be cool. Everybody is going to look at it and want to know where you know more about it, and it's going to be a popular car for people. But just keep in mind though that you are still fixing an expensive car. They are going to, and they're going to know that too. They see one in good shape, and they see a guy that knows how to take care of a great vehicle that has some appeal to it. Any Sopranos fan is going to look at it and say, "I know that car." So yeah, that's the big plus of going with one like this. It only had 66,000 miles on it. Nice car, nice engine, and all the stuff that needs to be updated on it, need to be redone for preventative purposes, has been done. So as long as you're in the shop with this thing every 6 months like you're supposed to, and doing all the preventative maintenance, this car will be a good runner for another, anywhere between 60 and 100,000 miles, depending on how, if you baby the thing and how much you drive it. Now, do these make good for only cars to have? I mean, they're okay, but you know, um, I always tell people that if your car is in the shop, and a car like this, is not as many of them out there, right? So it's 20 years old, so it's not like you're going to go to LKQ and they're going to have everything that you can buy. LKQ sells all the used parts for cars, so they get them off cars that are wrecked, not running anymore, whatever the case. They get lights off them, engines, whatever you name it, they have it. STSs are a lot harder to get. The longer it goes, the harder the parts get to get. The harder it is to find the parts. So these right here, it can sit in the, if it breaks down, it can sit in the shop for a couple weeks. What are you going to do without your car? So not always a good only car to have. Make sure you have a backup car if you're going to drive one of these, just because it sucks not having your car for a couple weeks and looking for parts, trying to fix it. And not to mention the price tag for fixing them can be a little bit expensive. So great second car, not always the best only daily driver that you have, right? So overall, we did a pretty good job on. Let's take another look at this car just so we can see it here. Here's what it looks like. Super nice STS. 7,500 bucks out the door. So 7,500 bucks out the door. Not bad. Yeah, so this one turned out good. Let's see if we can get this thing to pop up on the screen. I'm getting a black screen. Here we go. We're up. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right now. Just give you a little overview. 2006 Cadillac STS. Great car. This one black on black. So this one's dialed in, sunroof, everything. Super nice vehicle. So 7,500 out the door, 66K. On a car like this, remember too, like what I don't want is for people to think that we can finance a car like this, because unless you have impeccable credit, like a 750 or better credit score, the bank's not going to loan the money on a car like this. So you got to have cash in hand. And the reason being is that banks want to finance vehicles that are going to be running by the end of the loan. And if they do even a 3 or 4 year term on one of these, there's a good chance that you may not be right. Person gets it, doesn't take care of it, the thing turns to shit real fast in these cases. So that's the disadvantage. Low miles doesn't make up for 20 years of sitting there. So just keep that in mind. Maintenance, maintenance, maintenance on these cars. Anyway, if you need a car, let me know. Dealer audit at proton.me. My phone number is 269 267 5852. Text me, call me anytime.